Leica Q3 43. A Leica Q3 with a 43mm focal length and field of view with 60 megapixels. Let's talk about this camera and let's discover which camera to choose between Leica Q3 43, Leica Q3 with 28mm lens, or X100VI, or even a Leica M camera. So let's talk about this. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. So Leica finally is bringing to the table a new Leica camera fixed lens, and this is really great news because we will finally have a great compact camera that on paper for the moment it looks like the dream camera for a 40mm shooters. So we will have a 60 megapixel camera with a 43mm lens, Apo lens, f2. f2 is sufficient on full frame to shoot that camera in low lights environments. And it's an Apo lens, so this means it's a great lens with lots of micro contrast and lots of details without aberration. So on paper we are talking about a very powerful camera that it's really amazing. What I can say, it has a flip screen, it has electronical viewfinder, it has AF, it has all what you could want from a camera like this, and it's a 43mm lens with a full frame sensor. Again, a full frame sensor, not an APS-C sensor, and a sensor with lots of megapixels. So this means that you'll be able to crop a lot. Leica is stating that you will have 150mm frame lines. So they will offer you the chance to compose an image in 150mm field of view. So anyway, I think it's at the top, but for sure this camera will work to be cropped in the 50, the 75, the 85mm field of view, and it will work very well for sure. So an amazing camera. But we have just this lens, 40mm lens. So in a way, we have the best 40mm camera that will be out there on the market, but from my point of view it can't be an everyday camera, because even if I like very much the 43mm focal lens, from time to time indoors or on the streets you'll feel constrained about that field of view. It's a great field of view, I'm really loving it a lot. By what not go with a 35mm field of view or a 28mm field of view? So I want to touch on these points. I was able to see that lots of Leica shooters, Leica Q3 shooters, or people that are wanting to buy now Leica Q3 with 28mm lens, they are starting to think, I'm a 35mm shooter, should I go to the 28mm Leica Q3 or go to the new Leica Q3 with a 43mm field of view? So your mind will make like this, like a ping pong ball. And it's understandable because yes, 28 it's not always there, it's a little bit too wide from time to time, and Leica Q3 is not even a 28mm field of view camera, it's a 25, how I showed in other videos and how other people are saying. It's around 25-26mm field of view, so a very wide frame. And it's difficult to compose and to have that frame nice and to take portraits. I know lots of people are making portraits with that wide lens, and it's okay, I'm really liking the portraits, but you really need to get close and work that lens. I'm not a fan of that wide-ish field of view. And now we have this option, the 43mm field of view, that it's a great field of view, but it will be 40mm field of view or it will be 40. Like I saying that the Leica Q3 it's 28mm field of view, but it's not, it's 25-26. Probably this will be 39, 40, 43, who knows? We must see the raw files. So anyway, which camera to choose? So from my point of view, if you know your focal lenses and you like to shoot between 24mm field of view and 40mm field of view, I would still get Leica Q3. You have enough power to crop. The lens is very sharp. It's an f1.7 lens, a tested lens, a tested system. So you'll be very okay with this. And with the 40mm lens, you can't go wider. So you can't when you need that wide field of view. But with the Leica Q3 original 28mm lens, you'll be able to get wider or to get closer or to crop. And that crop for sure will work, and it's definitely working till you get to the 40mm field of view. So it will work. Yes, you don't have the 40mm frame lines, and this could be a problem, of course, if you like to shoot that field of view like me. But anyway, for an everyday camera, you'll be more flexible for sure with the 28mm lens. So it will be more practical. More practical, definitely. Now, if you like longer lenses and you like to shoot from 40mm to 85mm, and let's say you probably like to shoot 50mm a lot, and also the 40mm lens, and you don't need to go wider, then yes, Leica Q3 with 43mm focal lens, it may be better suited for you, but I don't think that camera can be an everyday carry camera, because from time to time you'll feel for sure the need for a wider lens. So the Leica Q3 43, it's a great camera, and I'm really glad that Leica decided to make it, but now for many of us it will be very hard to choose which one to get. If you don't want your Leica Q3 to be your everyday carry camera, so you just want a street photography camera, and you like, how I've said, the 40mm field of view plus, then yes, definitely choose the Leica Q3 43. But if you want an everyday carry camera, so shoot it indoors, shoot it with family, and get the wideish look that it will help you have some dynamic in your photography. Also, it will help you make easier fine art photography and dynamic photography, then Leica Q3 28mm will be a better choice. But why not go to the Leica M system? So let's talk about this. If you can't decide which Leica Q3 camera to buy, I would say why not go to the Leica M system? It's still a full frame camera, it's still a Leica. You can get more lenses, Voigtlander lenses, Leica lenses, Zeiss lenses, vintage lenses. And you could say, okay, but I will not have AF. Well, the Leica Q3 is not a very fast camera, it's not a Sony R5 camera, it's not a Canon R5 camera. So it's not a fast camera. So the camera, for sure, it will slow you down. Yes, probably you could say that it's faster than manual focus. Well, manual focus, it's not so hard. You'll get used to it. And it will be even faster and more accurate than AF if you want to learn manual focus. You can pre-focus the lens. This means a lot. You can't do this with a system that has AF. Of course, Leica Q3 has also manual focusing, but you are limited to just one lens. So in this budget for sure, I would look for the Leica M system. And personally, this is what I did. Because I was thinking, I want Leica Q2. I think I like more Leica Q2 than Leica Q3, how it's rendering. And I said, well, but I will be limited to a lens that I don't like to shoot it very often. I like that field of view, I like what I can get with it, and I definitely recommend that field of view. But for me, it's not an everyday field of view. For me, the everyday field of view is the 35mm field of view or the 40mm field of view. But with the 35mm field of view, I can crop very easily to the 40mm field of view. And now we are getting to the next camera that can be a choice. Well, the next camera for me, it is the Fujifilm X100VI. And why it's a choice? You have a great camera. I will not review it now. I did other reviews about this camera and you can check it on my YouTube channel. But this camera is great. It's almost like full frame quality. I do agree it's not a Leica lens, but the tonalities that you get, the raw files that you get, the IBIS that you have, the colors that you have, the black and white that you have with this lens and sensor are really great. They are very good, and you have the 35mm lens, a very compact, easy to take camera. And the next biggest advantage, if you are like me, so you want a 35mm camera for everyday shooting, but you also want the 40mm field of view, for that tighter composition, for that perfect composition, for that composition that your eyes are able to see. Well, this has the 43mm frame lines, and you see outside of the frame like on a rangefinder. I did a video on this, I will link it here, but the secret it is to put the camera in sports finder mode. So in sports finder mode you'll have a small crop and the lens will become a 43mm lens. Boom! And you'll be able to see outside of your frame lines. So this X100VI, it's a 35mm camera and also a 43mm camera. And I've showed in other videos that the lens it is sharper and it renders better than the 27mm f2.8 from Fujifilm. So 35 and 43 on Fujifilm X100VI with the penalty, the compromise that it's not a full frame camera. Now the other options. On Sony full frame you have Voigtlander 40mm f1.2, Viltrox 40mm f2.5, Sony 40mm f2.5, and also you can adapt lenses. So this could be a choice if you want to shoot the 40mm field of view and not be constrained to a one single lens. The next option of course is Nikon ZF. Should you get that camera? Of course, if you want a Nikon camera, a bigger camera with a lens that is rendering fine and with the option to change lenses. So you have some options there that will have the same weight, size and ergonomics in a way because they don't have a flip screen like Leica Q3 43. So what are my conclusions? First of all, I think that Q3 43 will be the best 40mm camera that is out there on the market. Like Q3 28mm lens, it is the best 28mm camera that is on the market. Yes, you have alternatives for those two cameras, but no alternative will match the quality and the ergonomics of those cameras. No alternative will do this. So let's be serious, Leica it's a Leica, and if you don't know which camera to choose and if you have the budget, then it's a simple choice. Buy both. Buy Leica Q3 28mm and also buy Leica Q3 43mm. Why not do this if you have the budget? If you don't have the budget and if you want an everyday carry camera, then Leica Q3 28, that again is not 28, it could be a better choice because you can go wide and you can use it indoors, outdoors, for landscape photography and for fine art photography because of the wide angle lens. But if you aren't in that wide angle field of view and you know this for sure that you will not go wide, then go for the Leica Q3 43mm field of view. And if you can't decide, I do think that the Leica MP240, Leica M10P, Leica M10R could be a better choice than Leica Q3. Again, manual focusing, it's not hard. It's not hard. You'll be able to focus without thinking, but yes, I do agree that from time to time you need AF. And if you don't want with any price a full frame camera, then I think the best choice it is Fujifilm X100VI for the reasons that I've already stated, and it's a better choice than Ricoh GR with 28mm lens and Ricoh GR with the 40mm lens because it goes in the 35mm field of view, also in the 40mm field of view with sports finder mode, and also it goes in the 50mm field of view and in the 75mm field of view, keeping the quality pretty good. So this camera can be used without problems in the 35 and also in the 40mm field of view. But if you want Leica M full frame, of course there is no other choice. So personally I'm really glad that Leica released this camera. It's a big thing. And I can't wait to see the images that are coming from this camera and how this camera will operate. Probably again it will be like Leica Q3 but with a 40mm lens that will help street photographers and portraiture photographers to have amazing portraits. I really do believe that the camera will be great for portrait photography, for documentary photography and so on. So Leica Q3 with the 40mm field of view, it will be the best 40mm camera that it's out there for sure, but with a price tag. Now, if you want to learn more about photography, please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my newsletter for photography tips and tricks, and please be sure to check the next videos. I will put here a link to my Leica Q3 5 alternatives, and check that video, like this video, and leave me your comments, and also use my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.